I have so many projects, so many chores, and my head is just absolutely spinning. So I am taking a break. Hello there. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Julie. This is my journal. So I have tomorrow, I'm getting this elbow wet needled again with ultrasound. And then this Friday, oh my God, I have the first, I've said it 8 million times and now it escapes my brain. Spinal nerve ablation. They do it in 2 procedures. They do one side, then the other, and we're starting with the worst side, which is the right side, and that's this Friday. And I had been thinking, oh, well, I just, got to get everything done before Friday. Da, da, da. No, that's not true because I'm getting my elbow done tomorrow. I won't have use of my left arm for like 2 or 3 days. So basically right up until the spinal thing. So that has made me a little bit crazy. And we've been taking Christmas down a little here, a little there. And then now that all needs to get put away. I've been taking it down in a very orderly fashion, which is awesome, but also takes longer, So I've got to finish that. But then I have like this pile of boxes that are other Christmas, like wrapping paper, and bows and stuff like that need to get put away. And I had forgotten about them, and then my husband pointed them out, and then I was annoyed that he pointed them out, but also glad he pointed them out because I'm like, oh yeah, I got to get that done too. But then frustrated, marriage. What are you going to do? And then we've been finishing the hallway downstairs, which that little alcove is going to be my temporary filming and editing and Lego space until we get the studio shed built and outfitted. Like even getting the studio shed built is not like, it's not like I can just move right out there into it. It's just a metal shell. That's it. So I've got to do the flooring, and then we've got to insulate, and we've got to run power. And so I fully anticipate that for the first at least 6 months after the studio shed is built, that it will just be storage, which is great because it'll take a lot out of the house, and it will at least allow for me to start doing like my themed boxes and mystery boxes over on the main channel, The Frugal Family. And so I can start selling those, which will then help finance outfitting the studio shed, But in the meantime, we're setting up the hallway downstairs, that little alcove, to be my editing, filming, Lego, crafting, upcycling place so that it's not taking up the whole living room. And the whole living room is tiny. It's about the size of an average child's bedroom. It's a small house. This was a 4-square house, and I want to talk more about that because I've learned more things about the house and the previous owners and stuff. But anyway, it's a small space. It's a really small space, and I have stuff that has to get done. That's the hardest part about being a YouTuber, is that your job, you never get away from it really. And it's, especially when you're, doing upcycling, crafting, repairs, things like that. It's all done there in your home. And unless you have a huge house or a warehouse or, just extra space, it's right there in your living space. And in a small house, that becomes incredibly frustrating and tedious and stressful for everybody, myself included. And so when we have the studio shed, God, that'll make a huge difference because one, that will be my office. That will be my work, and so I can go in there, do my work for the day, regular hours and everything. This is once there's power in there and, air conditioning and everything. I can go to work at set hours and then come home, you know what I mean? And leave work at work. Now, obviously there's some filming and stuff like that has to be done just kind of here in the house, showing how we use things and whatever, stuff like that. But it's, yeah, you film it in here and then go edit it, out in the studio shed. I already have the shed. I've bought the shed and the floor piece and the window, but it's a matter of putting the damn thing together. So that is the plan for this spring. Once we're sure winter is 100% over, that just has to happen. But in the meantime, I'm trying to move stuff out as fast as possible that I've found dumpster diving, moving that out as fast as possible. And we're going to do another declutter to try and move out some more, and then go through a whole bunch of it to pass on to family, friends, and neighbors, which is essentially declutter, but with a different purpose. Anyway, I've been holding on to stuff because I want to do the mystery boxes and the themed boxes to sell, but I think, I don't know, some of it, it's a really rough, because I know I'm going to be doing it, but it's going to be months from now. And so in the meantime, I need to sit up. In the meantime, it's taking up very valuable real estate here in the house and also causing me stress. But, and I know I'll find more things dumpster diving because that's a guarantee, but they won't be those same exact things. You know what I mean? And so basically, my mind is going a million miles an hour. I've taken my focus medicine. I do have pretty severe ADHD. I have taken my medicine, but I think a lot of it is just nervousness and stress. And there's lots of stress right now. There's lots of goodness, lots of happy things, lots of happy stress, but there's a lot of other stress, a lot of which I am not comfortable getting into, but one of which we're coming up on in just 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I don't even know what day it is anymore. I guess it's 3 weeks. Yeah, I think it's like 3 weeks. Coming up on the 10th anniversary of my daddy, rest in peace, passing away. And I had me a come apart. I was getting into the safe to put something away or get something, and there's a zippy bag in there with the shirt that the paramedics cut off of my dad. It was in the garbage in the hospital. I'm a dumpster diver. Of course, I grabbed it out of the garbage. I saw that in there, and I because I was moving some stuff to get something, and that sucked. That was fucking awful. And then just other things, family things, relationships, and then with these couple of procedures coming up, my elbow, I'm used to that. I've done that a million times, but I know it's going to hurt. So that sucks. But then having these nerve ablations, and I know it's a procedure that's been around for a long time, a great success rate. Many of you have told me about your experiences, and it's still scary. It's my spine. I've had a million surgeries. They've messed around in my guts all over the place. I've had my foot put back together. I've had things chopped up all over my body. And they didn't scare me. This is different. It's not, I don't know if you even call it a surgery. I don't think you call it a surgery. I think you just call it a procedure. It's a different animal that I'm just not at all familiar with. And I know a lot of people are terrified of regular surgery. And well, how can you be scared of this? And you've had all these surgeries. I don't know. And that's weighing heavy on my mind. And I know the recovery isn't supposed to be very long. But I have a million things on my list and things I want to do and need to do. And yes, the family will help. Everybody will pitch in and help. But that doesn't alleviate the stress. And I'm finally feeling significantly more capable, other than my hands, my goddamn hands. And that's the cold. Yeah, the arthritis, obviously, but it's the cold is exacerbating it, but I've been walking, I've been doing jogging intervals, for crying out loud, walking 2 to 3 miles every day now, and then jogging every second or third day, jogging intervals. Like, who the hell ever thought I would be able to do this? I went from a size 2XL to now fitting into where's my compression gloves, into my size large drawstring pants. Like, I'm in regular sizes again for the first time in at least 6 years. Regular size clothes. And I'm dumpster diving again. Yeah, I need help here and there with a lot of things, but I've been climbing in and out of several dumpsters, and I've been doing the work, and I've been staying on top of it and sticking to my commitment of processing and taking care of everything that I find before I dive again. And so having all this ability now, I'm living in a constant state of fear, actually, because it's like, is this real? Is this a dream? Am I going to wake up from this? Am I going to slip and destroy another foot, body part, whatever? Because, you feel like you just don't want to breathe wrong because it's too good. It's too good. And it's like, when is the other shoe going to drop? Are we in like the eye of the storm? When you've been living with so many physical ailments, maladies, disasters, disabilities for so long, with false diagnoses and useless treatments and so many surgeries, so many recoveries. Being in the place that I'm in now, yeah, I'm still in pain every minute that I'm awake. I'm still in pain. That's just reality. And things are still going to get worse. I know that there'll still be a progression, whatever. And that happens to anyone. As you get older, you lose, mobility, and you lose agility and all those things. But but right now, I'm doing really good. The best that I have been in so long. So then maybe some of you would say, well, then why are you going to do the ablation? Because I am still in pain every minute that I'm awake. I'm able to do so much more now, but I am still in pain every minute that I'm awake. And so, I decided that relief is worth any risk that might be involved. And I've decided that, and I've accepted that, but that hasn't eliminated the fear that somehow this will go horribly wrong and I'll be ruined. That's what I'm saying. You just, yeah. So, this is my journal. Hey, there's our light switch. That's on the list of home improvement things. That is on the list. Of course, I've been thinking maybe it needs to be like a sticker or on a shirt or something, because it's become pretty iconic in my videos, having that messed up light switch. There is still joy. There is still happiness. There's still so much goodness. even when you are in so much pain, and even when you are scared out of your mind and dealing with serious PTSD. I've, been going up and down the stairs a lot for training, to hike again. But it's also cross training for jogging and running, but it's also, I've been, doing so much housework and then decluttering and then taking things downstairs, taking things upstairs, getting things sorted as I move myself down to that space down there. And every time going up the stairs is not, I don't get as, panicky, but going downstairs, especially carrying things, especially on our horrific stairs, I have to either hold my breath, which is not probably good, or basically hold my breath. Getting stuff in and out of the car, because my car is often parked on the side of the road, like at the curb. And so there's the ditch in between. And that's down to me just, I need to just move the car, move it into the driveway to eliminate this fear and this, actual like realistic possibility of injury, because I've been getting stuff out of the van and then having to climb over, a very wide ditch. And it's so terrifying. And for some reason, I've just been doing it instead of just pulling the damn car forward or into the driveway so that I don't have to deal with that. Like, are there some things, yeah, we're just going to have to deal with and overcome, going to the pool is terrifying for me because you're barefoot and it's slippery. But I want to swim. And so that's something I just have to overcome. But things like getting stuff in and out of the van and having to move that stuff over this wide ditch is not necessary. You guys are such a good sounding board. I just need to do the damn thing and pull the van to a safe place. And then spend my energy and my remaining sanity on the things that I can't necessarily control or modify. Yeah. Yeah. How about that? We've come to a pretty happy thing right there. You guys are so great. What else did I want to tell you guys? I don't know. Mostly I just wanted to catch up and I wanted to address these fears that I'm dealing with. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine and it's going to be great. And eventually we will get all this stuff caught up and done. But the fears are still valid. So I guess I wanted to validate myself, but also validate you. We don't want to live in fear. We don't want to be stuck in fear. But we do want to work through our fear and honor it and validate it and then explore it and find a way through it so that we don't stay mired in it. And that's what I'm doing right here with you guys. And it's working a treat. It's working beautifully. I think I'm going to have some coffee. I think that might be just the ticket because I have been working all morning and haven't even had coffee. And it's noon. It's noon and I haven't had coffee. It's because I get hyper-focused, fixated on things, and then yeah. And then I'm lucky if I just finish a project. Normally I tend to be a bit of a, whirlwind, cyclone, Tasmanian devil, going from project to project to project to project. and then back around again, and then back around again. And in some ways that does work, and actually does work. But when you haven't had coffee, obviously it's not working. Something is not working. Can you believe I've jogged? I've been jogging. I've been doing jogging intervals. I've been walking miles. The most I've walked at this point in the last, several weeks has been just over 3 miles. And I don't do that as often. I shoot for 2 miles a day now. I was doing it every other day, every third day, but not now. Having talked with my physical therapist, the one that, my pelvic floor physical therapist, who it turns out also treats and guides runners. Yeah. So we're kind of transitioning a bit now into that, still the pelvic floor stuff, still, working on that, and the tailbone. Oh, the fucking tailbone. But we've made a lot of progress there, a lot of progress. And so now we're transitioning to the jogging and eventual running side of it. But so walking every day now, which has been really good for me, especially, as, January is just a really tough month anyway for a lot of people, especially if you live in a place that has winter. January is a rough time. So having the walking is so good. It's so good. And then the jogging intervals, it's not a lot, and I don't go very far, but the fact that I'm doing it is wild to me. We've found a 5K towards the end of March, and that's what I'm training for. Bare minimum, I will walk it. That's fine. But will I run the whole thing? Oh, not likely at all. I mean, is it possible? Anything's possible now, I'm realizing, anything's possible, but it's not likely. Okay. But to be able to walk it all with lots of jogging mixed in, God, that right there is the golden ticket. That's winning the lottery. I can't even believe I can't. And that, seriously, that is part of why I'm like, am I going to wake up? And this was all just me dreaming, and I'm back on that goddamn couch with my foot elevated and ice and rum next to me just in case the pain medicine isn't enough. I don't know. I'm talking about when I got my foot put back together. And I was stuck on that couch for months. And basically lost like 2 years of my life. That was fucking awful. Wouldn't that be just the cruelest thing? Sorry to go from so happy and positive to this, but it just hit me. Like, wouldn't that be awful? To wake up and still be there and this all just be a dream? Jesus. Anyway, it's not. It's real. See, I pinch myself. Ooh, ow. It's real. And we have made the progress, and we have carried on. And it's starting to pay off. Like the dumpster diving channel, it's growing in leaps and bounds now. We're going to make up for lost time. I'm walking, I'm jogging, I'm climbing ladders. It is good. We've come a long way, baby. Anyway, that's what I've got for today. I'm going to go have coffee. You guys are wonderful. I hope that you are finding good things, happy things, things to be positive about, but also validating, acknowledging, and working through your fear, your grief, your sadness. Anyway, I've been Julie. This has been my journal. You have been wonderful, and I'll see you all real soon.